I know we just made one 5 days ago, but trust me, there has been a massive meta shift within those 5 days. And I just got to make an updated one, dude, because I feel like the old one is already outdated. Not only that, but I'm not going to lie, I kind of have everything a little bit too high. So I wanted to add some new tiers basically to scatter some stuff out and just kind of make it like a more accurate list. So we ended up spelling rogue, right? I know someone commented about that, bro, so please don't shoot me this time. As well as, I don't know why I had it above low tier, bro, I'll be honest. Like, I basically just swapped the names. I don't know why I did that last time. So that was a little bit of a mistake. And now we have the YouTube content because some decks in Rogue are just complete garbage. So I kind of actually want to put them in that lower tier because they're just not good. And I think we could get into changing up the tier list. And I think we just get into it, bro. So first off, I'm just going to move a couple of these decks, dude, from the Rogue into the YouTube content, bro. Charizard just not good. Nobody's playing it. It's not really making any top cuts. Same thing with Dark Tina, bro. I'm not going to I'm not going to lie, bro. It's just nobody's playing it. Like, I think it made like 1 or 2 top cuts maybe, dude. But like, it's probably, you know what, bro, like overall it's probably is Rogue, maybe. Yeah, probably. It's a weird one, bro, because it's not doing anything. Like, we could even go to like the limitless data, bro, and let's just see what Dark Teen is even doing this season. Oh my god, this thing is at 32, bro. This thing is the 32nd deck, bro, on this. 45% win rate. You know, not the worst, not the worst. I mean, it's had some placements, bro. Not gonna lie, it has had some placements. You know what, dude? I'll keep it in Rogue just because, you know, I do think it actually is better than something like Charizard. This is just really a meme deck, dude. Like, you just have to get the coin flips right. I know you have Flame Patch and all that stuff, but like the 200 even like isn't even like one-shotting a Mega half the time, and it's like not that hard. Like, so many things also have like bench sniping, so like your Charmander really isn't even safe because it could just like Cyrus you win, or just like ping you twice if you don't have an evolution. So I don't think Charizard's that good, bro. I'm gonna put Gyarados above it. Gyarados, like, it's had like I think a couple top cuts here and there, but overall, dude, it's just not good. It's just very inconsistent, and with a meta, dude, of like Heatmore, Jirachi, even stuff like Decidueye, like it's just in like Oricorio, bro. Like, this deck struggles against Oricorio. It doesn't really have a good out because the Gyarados, the 2 energy one, you know, discard your Pokemon, which is kind of bad. It's hard to deal with 2 Oricorios with that. So you have to play like Fishing Rod if you want to be able to use that guy and be able to, you know, maybe knock 2 Oricorios out back to back without like having to discard like, you know, maybe a second Magikarp. And the 4 energy one, like once you commit to that, you won't be able to set up a Mega unless you get like a Misty Flip. So Gyarados, bro, is just not the best, bro. There's too many bench snipers. I'm gonna put it in YouTube content, even though it's one of my favorite Megas to play, don't get me wrong. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, I'm gonna put Blaziken Cleffa in the YouTube content. I just don't think that version is good. At the end of the day, you get high roll Blaziken, probably sweep a game, but solo Blaziken really isn't doing it anymore. And I just don't think it's that good, bro. So I'm gonna move it down. Kind of same thing, bro, with the Sylveon area. Just nobody plays this variant. We could even move like I think maybe that's it for the YouTube content. Besides that, dude, for like, we could just move these decks down, and it's not that they're bad. I just want to move everything down real quick because I kind of do want to just move everything in mid tier down as well, because I do feel like stuff like Gudra and Golem, why I did put them in mid tier originally. I mean, don't get me wrong, dude, they're solid if you can get the setup right. I'm gonna put them low tier just based on the consistency, and they do need a lot of energy, and it is possible to get punished before you do go into them. So I think those should have been low tier. I think they're still fine, you know, because they are making top cuts. Like, you've seen Gudras have deep runs, you've seen it go second place, you've seen Golem have deep runs as well. But at the end of the day, dude, they just lack the consistency and all that stuff. Like, they're a very setup heavy deck. So I think kind of like fine putting them in that low tier category. And if there's anything else I want to put in there, it's definitely going to be stuff like originally I had Pinsir or Oricorio better than the Leafeon variant. The Leafeon variant, I should say, actually just ended up making top 8. And I think this variant is now better, mainly because I think Oricorio is just doing worse overall. There's way more counters to Oricorio being played in the meta, whether that be like stuff like Hydreigon, a bunch of Rocky Helmets, etc. I'm probably gonna also move stuff like Ampharos Pichu. I think Ampharos, like Turbo Ampharos Pichu, whether that be like Chinglings or some like sort of like Cleffa build. I think that's just like better overall than like the Zera build. But obviously the Zera build can get stuff done. I'll probably put Jolteon in low tier. I'm still not a fan of Jolteon, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I still think the deck sucks. That's just my personal opinion, but it is doing some stuff, dude, over some of these other decks in this category. And Nagano actually just made top 8, dude, at the Pocket Match tournament, like 800 I think it's like around like 700 to 800 players, somewhere in the middle of that. And it just made top 8, and it has made some top cuts, dude, at the end of the day. It's just a weird deck, because I actually think it's like pretty good in the format. You know, it's pretty good in the stuff like Magnezone. It's also pretty good into stuff like Blaziken like in Altaria, because like a Guzzlord, you know, just 2 attacks back to back, and like combined with like the poison damage should be able to 2-shot them. They also want people to 1-shot you. The problem is it's just like Suicune still exists, which is kind of annoying for that. And as a weird deck to rate, dude, maybe it's just like, maybe it's just like super underrated, and maybe it's a deck that's just gonna, you know, see more play. I'm gonna move it in the low tier just because I actually think it's like better than all the stuff, and I'm gonna put Greninja actually. I'll put Greninja or Ikorio into mid tier because I think like the deck just won a tournament, dude, and it has consistently, surprisingly, been making like top 8s, top 16s at like a pretty decent amount of events. Usually like 1 or 2. It's not like a popular deck because only like 1 or 2 people are playing it. But I feel like I just have to respect it, man. Like it's just constantly doing stuff. I think this version of Oricorio is like one of the best Oricorio versions because you do that Irida that does play around like the burn and the Blaziken. Plus you have like the extra pings for Oricorio. You have the Cyrus capabilities as well. So I think it's like fine. I think it's fine mid tier. It could go to the top of low tier. And if I want to order this stuff like real quick, like I could probably put like, I guess like Jolteon would probably be at the top maybe because, nah, this isn't really ordered, brother. I'm not gonna cap, bro. This isn't really ordered. These rogue decks I think is fine. Like you see him on Rampardos, you know, doing like you see him make a top cut of Pocket Meds. I think it made it like a top cut of another tournament. But I just don't like it, bro. I think Hitmonchan is just not that good. It's a Rampardos deck at the end of the day, and I just feel like if you're going to be playing a Rampardos deck, you might as well just be playing something like Absol Hydreigon. So I'm not going to put it in the low tier because I just personally don't like the deck myself. I think it's a little bit overrated. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to move a lot of the stuff around because like I said, like Golem was in mid tier, so was like Gudra. But then like yeah, I think they're mid tier decks or like even high tier decks if you can get the perfect setup going every time. But at the end of the day, that's just not going to be a reliable way to, or that's not going to happen like every single game. So they're definitely going to be low tier, but I think I had everything right, you know, like it was like everything was just like a little bit too high on the tier list, so I just wanted to like rearrange it to get everything like in the right place. That's why I added that new tier, because I think that new tier definitely helps me, you know, make it more accurate. As far as a mid tier, bro, I still think Arceus Crobat is good. It's constantly performing. It's a very not like highly represented deck, but it is getting top cuts every time I do see it. Like one just got 3rd place the other day. I think Savali's Zera is still good. I think it's better than most of the decks in mid. I mean, it has some pretty good matchups actually into the top decks, so it's not like bad. It's also not anything crazy. It's just Savali's Zera at the end of the day. You're gonna see it here and there. I still think Blaziken Entei is just worse than the Heatmore variant. I don't think it's bad by any means. I just think the Heatmore variant has an overall better matchup spread. And Luxray Oricorio was a weird one because it popped off really like a lot early in the meta. I'm actually kind of curious, dude, so I'm gonna look at like just the Pocket Mats tournament just out of curiosity to see if there was a Luxray in the top cut. Or I looked, bro, I'm gonna be real, only 2 people brought Luxray, didn't do that good. So I think the deck is definitely fallen off, but it still has that low-key like pop-off power because you have like the E-Switch, the X-Speeds, the 110 Luxray. Like I don't think it's probably like, if I was ordering the mid-tier list, because I probably could order these, I'd probably put like Arceus Crobat at the top, probably like Blaziken, and then I'll probably have like Luxray at the very bottom where it could almost be like a low tier deck. But it has had some results and it, you know, might pop up here and there. So I'm gonna keep it mid tier, but just like FYI, bro, like I said, it can be at that top of low tier. I can definitely see the deck that is going to be moving on in the future. However, let's get to reordering the high/top tier first before we do add the new decks in. So first off, we have the regular Mega Altaria Jirachi Bolt, and I kind of just put this next to the other one. And this is the one that plays Sableye, and I'm just going to put this in mid tier right away. It's just not as good as the NDD one, bro, anymore. Yeah, you definitely need the NDD. It is so good. And as a matter of fact, bro, I'm actually going to also move Mega Absol down the high tier. Blaziken with Heatmore is annoying, as well as Magnezone. There's just a lot of things, and like Hydreigon as well. There's just and Decidueye, bro. There's just basically a lot of good matchups or like bad matchups not for it. I still think it's a very strong deck, but it's definitely not like that 2nd place level that I think it still was, or like it used to be. So I'm gonna move it down. I'm gonna move Altaria to the #1 slot, bro, because that deck is just cooking. It's really good now because I actually think Altaria was falling off because Absol had a very, very good matchup into it, dude. But now that there's so many Blazikens and so many decks that is pushing Absol kind of out of the meta, not out of the meta, bro, but just not at that like, you know, top tier spot where it was like getting like so many good placings. I do think that Altaria is definitely the best deck because it is good into Blaziken. As well as I'm gonna say Hemor Blaziken, bro. I think I think that deck is broken, bro. It is. I feel like it was having a little bit of a fall off, bro. Not gonna cap in like a tournament the other day, but it's still just good, bro. It's still good. I think Suicune is still extremely strong, both variants, as a matter of fact, because they kind of cover different things. But this is like the 2 Greninja Suicune build, bro. And I guess we could even like put it in this one, bro, because like they're the same thing. To be honest, like I kind of just had the double Greninja to represent that you're actually playing double Greninja, because you also play 1 Greninja EX in this one as well. So that's why I have the double Greninja as like the image. And I think it's a good deck. The double one is more for like a counter to Blaziken, but this one is just overall, you know, more of a well-rounder. And I'm not gonna cap, dude. It's kind of weird because like theoretically I could move all these things down. Like I can move all these decks to low tier, these low tiers of Rogue, all this stuff, probably like the just bad decks, you know. But it's because I don't really think there's like a top tier in this game, bro. Because I also think Absol Hydreigon is actually extremely broken, dude. This deck is just good, bro. It's just for Impardos that's way more consistent with Copycat, Chinglings. This deck is oppressive. I think it's definitely the best Absol variant right now in the game. And I think it's just the reason that like Oricorio Absol is seeing more play, because just play this one is like way better. Has that explosive 130 power. And I really like it. Besides that, I think Magnezone is really good as well. I'd probably put Magnezone over Absol Ori. Decidueye is a weird one, bro, because Decidueye like kind of is just not doing as good as it was when Suicune and Mega Absol. I still think Decidueye is really strong. I don't want to put it in the mid tier because I think it is way better than all these decks in here. So that's why I'm going to keep Decidueye as at the low high tier. Because you might be thinking, bro, like this deck only really has 2 losing matchups. It's like Hydreigon early with the Chingling can definitely be annoying. And Magnezone is like a weird 50-50. It's like slightly a Magnezone favored, depending on, you know, you go second late to 96 YX for like you go Magnezones, but it really depends on the like opening hands, who goes first and second. And then you have stuff like oh sorry, which is a bad matchup. Blaziken is a weird one. I think it's a 50-50 matchup at low key at coin flip, and depending on what like starts, because Hemor is kind of useless in that matchup. And if you don't place Torchic down and evolve right away, like a non-EX Decidueye cooks you. But if you place the Torchic down turn 1 to evolve it, and you go first, it gets pinged, and you don't have some sort of like PCL related for the Blaziken, and they go into the next turn Decidueye EX, you get 2 tap, dude. And you can't one shot the Blaziken back, or not the Blaziken, but the Decidueye back. So it's a very weird matchup. You actually would think, you know, Blaziken wins because, you know, fire, but at the end of the day, dude, it actually is the Decidueye that I would say like wins more often. I think the Decidueye might have like a little bit of a worse matchup with the Entei variant if Entei goes second, but at the end of the day, you know, like if the Blaziken goes second, opens Torchic and has the Mega Blaziken, definitely Blaziken probably will cook you. But that's not going to always happen. So it's a very weird matchup. But I think Decidueye is still good, don't get me wrong. We also do have some new decks as well to rank, so let's get into them. The first one is just something I forgot last time, which is going to be the Baby Absol variant. I'm going to be honest, bro. I'm going to put this at the top of mid. I'm not a big believer of this deck. I do know it's had several top cuts. It's just my personal bias. I don't know. Every time I like think about the deck, and I'm not going to lie, bro, I have not personally played this deck myself. This is one of the very few decks I have not played on this tier list, dude. But every time I play it, or like every time I think about it or watch someone playing, I'm like, I don't know, man. The deck just doesn't seem that good to me. So I'm going to put it at the top of mid. Probably it is high tier. I just want to give that FYI. Or if there was a tier in between, I probably would put it there. Next up, we have Crobat. I'm going to put Crobat at a very solid... Bro, I low-key want to move. Luxray down, bro. Because if it's just another Absol variant, dude. And I've been I just made the video on this deck. It just actually ended up making top cut at the Pocket Mats tournament as well. And you know what? No, I'm gonna put it at like the top of low tier. I think the deck is solid. I think the Yarsus Crobat is just way better. We also have Victory Bell. The Victory Bell is very funny. This deck has had a lot of top decks, dude. And I'm gonna put it at the top of low tier as well. I almost want to move Greninja and Luxray down. I'm not gonna cap. I think Greninja could stay. I'm gonna move Luxray. Nah, I'm gonna keep Luxray at the bottom, bro. A mid. Maybe like I said, bro, still could be at the top of mid. We also have Ludicolo, bro. A very funny deck as well. It has some top cuts, surprisingly. Has some very few good placements with the people who have been playing it. I'm gonna put it also in like Rogue, bro. I think it's a very funny deck and has a lot of whimsy. Kind of same thing with Melmetal. Melmetal has seen some top cuts. I personally play this deck a lot. There's kind of a different couple of variants, like a solo Melmetal deck, some with Dialga. Some are actually using like P2 or something to ramp the Melmetal up in the back spot, just to keep it a little bit more safe. And I think the deck is just fun, bro. Like if you can get Melmetal set up, bro, this is the fucking best card in the game. I don't care what anybody says. Like put this like a heavy helmet on this guy, dude. Have 4 energy. Like you're just destroying the game, bro. Like this card is extremely fun to use. Then we have Garchomp, which Garchomp has kind of just recently started popping off, bro. I know Tilly made a video on it, and then like one ended up making top 16 at a tournament. I'll put it on low tier, man, because like Garchomp Rampardos, like sure, man, double copycat if you get Garchomp EX and then Rampardos, like it's just one of those Rampardos decks, dude. I probably think it's probably better than him on-chain Rampardos, in my personal opinion. Anyways, I think that does it for the updated tier list. Let me know what you guys' thoughts. I think this is way more like visually accurate. Last time, like I said, bro, I think I had like little things. I think I had a little bit of things way too high, a little bit things way too low. I just wanted to make a new one. And I think this is one of the best metas personally, dude. I think Mega Rising is just peak Pokemon Pocket. So if you disagree with that, bro, I think Pocket might just not be for you. Let me know if there's any decks that I missed. Let me know which one is your favorite on this tier list. We will be doing a meta report, some new deck profiles from this tier list that I haven't done yet. Anyways, peace out. Have a lovely day as always.